Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Kringle Candle Snow-Capped Fraser. Now, as I mentioned in my, Santa's Workshop video last week, please excuse a lot of these Christmas content videos that I'm going to be putting up. The mixture of decor going on. I know a lot of you guys probably don't really care, but this will probably be the only other time that I address this. But it kind of is driving me a little bit crazy, the perfectionist in me, with the fact that I am doing Christmas candle reviews with like very overt fall decorations mixed in here. But I had mentioned in the other review that all of my Christmas decorations are up in the attic and I cannot be bothered, or truthfully, my husband cannot be bothered to get them down at this point. So maybe I'll venture into Hobby Lobby this weekend to see if I can grab something just for these videos. But for the time being, I need to film these videos and get my thoughts out to all of you guys. And truthfully, at the end of the day, I think that's really what you're all here for, are my thoughts on how the candles are performing. So, Snow-Capped Fraser. This is a fragrance that has been around with Kringle, I believe, for quite some time. But this is the first time that I have ever had this candle. Now, I did purchase this fragrance initially in a daylight. I want to say maybe after last Christmas, maybe in one of like their post-Christmas sales, because I was intrigued by the fact that this was a tree fragrance. And I heard a lot of people say that this was one of their, like this was a highly recommended tree fragrance from Kringle. So I was like, all right, I picked it up in a daylight. I smelled it and I was like, oh yes, I do absolutely love this. So the vessel that you are looking at right now is one of their 2-wick large tumblers. These are 22 ounces of 100% soy wax. This fragrance is still, at the time that I am reviewing this video, currently available in their 4-wick 32-ounce vessel. It is also available in daylights and wax melts, but when I just checked the website, it looks like there are still some of the 3-wick painted vessels available in this fragrance too. So if you are a fan of the 3-wicks, maybe they will do a really good sale. And if this sounds like a fragrance you might enjoy, you might want to pick them up in that format. But my thoughts are going to be contingent really on this vessel here. So the pour date of this specific candle is March 26th, 2025. I did purchase this candle. I want to say I purchased this back in May. I want to say it probably was around Mother's Day when they were running a good buy one, get one. So it was basically 50% off. I believe that this vessel typically retails for $31. Top notes of this candle are amber and fir balsam. Mid notes of fresh, green, moss. Base note of pine, spice, and wood. All right, you guys, so what does my nose detect here? You guys, this is a really good, warm, woody tree fragrance. Now, I have made no secret here on my channel that when it comes to tree fragrances, that is my preference. I do tend to like what I would categorically call warm tree fragrances. More so, I'm not really somebody who wants that like cold, crisp air vibe. I'll take it, but it's not usually my favorite. My favorite when it comes to tree fragrances are um are I would say tree fragrances that I get aspects of the stem of the base of the tree. I like getting some of the needles, but I don't always necessarily want the pine needles to be at the forefront of the candle, because to me that can come across a little bit astringent. And so for me, you guys, this fragrance is beautifully balanced. Now, it is interesting that they have amber listed as a top note here with the fir balsam. I do generally like fir. When you ask me like my favorite tree fragrances, I have noticed I've noticed a pattern here where most of the tree fragrances I like are fir fragrances. FIR, not FUR, but FIR, as in the tree species. But the amber note in here, I do think is what is lending a little bit of an element of perfuminess to this. Now, this is not like a perfumey candle really at all, but I do think that it's lending some warmth to it. Amber to me oftentimes comes across as a warm and inviting fragrance, but it's not too perfumey in this one. I'm also getting kind of like a fresh, there is like the fresh green element of a tree in here. Now, the note that I am not really smelling a whole lot of that they have in a base note is spice. I'm not necessarily sure what spice they would be referring to, but if that is throwing you off or maybe making you think like, oh, is this going to be like a spicy gourmand type of mix with a tree? No, nothing like that. This to me, you guys, is just a good, solid, warm tree fragrance. Now, the only thing that I would say maybe might be throwing this off a little bit is that they're saying snow capped, because again, to me, this doesn't smell like an outdoorsy, fresh in the snow type of fragrance to me. Now, again, I don't live in a climate where I would be out with snow capped trees. For those of you who might just be joining my channel, I live in the desert of Arizona. So, yeah, we don't have any of this going on. Christmas to us is usually about 70 to 75 degrees. But I would say that when I see a picture like this, I would think of like cool, crisp outdoors, like the air is cold. This fragrance to me, I don't detect anything that makes me think of cold air. This to me definitely just smells like a tree that has been freshly cut, and it is inside of a house, and you don't get any kind of like smoky or hearth elements going like with like a rip roaring fire. But again, when I say a warm tree note, that's what I mean, is that it reminds me of a tree inside of a home, more so than it is like a tree outside in like crisp air. I guess that's the best way that I can describe it. But this one to me definitely has more woody elements to it, which I typically like. Now, I did bring, I have a 3-wick of their most popular fragrance, which is Christmas. Which is also a fir note, or like a very fir forward, woody type of Christmas tree candle. However, the thing that I will say that I think the differences between this snow-capped Fraser and the Christmas one, in the Christmas candle, they have notes of sandalwood and cedarwood in there. And I would say that those notes are definitely more detectable in the Christmas fragrance than this one. Truthfully, you guys, the Christmas fragrance is definitely, to me, that is a scent that I only burn once all of my Christmas decor is up. And even then, I might just reserve that for like right after Thanksgiving through up to Christmas Day. Like that, it is a very distinct Christmas scent. Whereas this fragrance to me, honestly, is one that I've just started burning here in October. I could see myself burning a fragrance like this all the way through. I'm typically done with tree fragrances by mid January. But this is a fragrance that I feel like if you are somewhat seasonal and maybe you live in a colder climate and you like to burn tree fragrances from fall all the way through winter, this one to me, it's a tree fragrance that doesn't necessarily scream Christmas time. So if you're looking for a tree scent, and again, you like more warm fragrances, then I think that this is a perfect fragrance. I know I really went into detail there trying to describe what this tree scent smells like to me. And I apologize for that, but also I think that's why you're watching this review, is because you want an in-depth review. Another fragrance that I pulled out of my collection that I feel like you would like this one. It's not the same fragrance, but if you liked Bath and Body Works Evergreen and Fir, I feel like you would like this snow-capped Fraser. So they are different fragrances. I'm smelling them side by side right now. I actually have the Evergreen and Fir right here in front of my face from last year. And again, they're different fragrances, but they're both kind of in that same vein. So if you like BBW Evergreen and Fir, I think that you would like Snow-Capped Fraser. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance. Goodness, 9 minutes into this review. You can see I'm about a third of the way down on the vessel here. We've got good, healthy wicks going on. The flames are not too aggressive. I've had this candle lit now for about 2 hours. Nice, clean wax pool. Strength and throw on this candle, you guys, this one is about a 6 for me. I want it to be a little bit stronger. So this one performs really well in my closed concept bedrooms. That's actually where I've been burning it. But truthfully, you guys, I like this fragrance enough that I'm not sure if I will repurchase it this holiday season. I might. It just depends on how quickly I get through this. But I could definitely see myself repurchasing this fragrance, but in a 4-wick. I think that I want to try this one out in the 4-wick. I've made it no secret that that has become my new favorite format from Kringle, especially because it then gives me the versatility to be able to burn candles that I really enjoy out in my open concept, and I feel like I get a little bit better performance. So I'm kind of waiting to see if they have a good sale on the 4 wicks as we head into the holiday season. And if so, I definitely see myself wanting to purchase this in a 4 wick vessel because I do really, really enjoy the fragrance. Like I said, I think that it's very versatile. But right now in this 2 wick, it's only really performing best for me in the closed concept bedrooms. When I burn it out here in the open concept, it's really more of a 6. So this 2 wick will be okay for you if you want to burn it in a closed concept or you have a smaller home or apartment. But if you have larger open concept spaces that you're wanting to burn this fragrance, I would definitely recommend putting it or purchasing it in the 4 wick vessel. So let me know in the comment section down below if this is one of your favorites from Kringle. I know a lot of people have said that they really enjoy this one, but it's kind of underrated. I think, it's not as new and shiny anymore, and we're always looking at the new things. But Kringle's got some really good, solid staple fragrances already in their lineup. And so you may be seeing me do some reviews on some of those fragrances as I start to try them out a little bit more. Those will be sprinkled in. It's not always all about the new here. I do focus on a lot of new fragrances, but every once in a while I get my hands on ones that have been around for a while. And this one for me, you guys, I think is going to work its way into a rotation for me. This is a love for me. Like I said, I do plan, it's on my wish list to repurchase in the 4 wick format. So I do have an affiliate discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your full price purchase over at Kringle. So if you are okay with using affiliate codes, those are eligible for a commission. I would just say thank you very much for considering using mine. But yeah, if you found this review helpful, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.